In this video, we're going to go through another example of a limiting reactant for the equation of methane reacting with oxygen, burning with oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. We have a balanced equation, 1 carbon, 4 hydrogens, 4 oxygen, and 4 oxygen. The problem gives us that we start with 8 grams of CH4 and 40 grams of O2. The question is, what substance is the limiting reactant? We know what we're starting with, but one of these will limit the reaction. So what we need to do is, I know that I started with 8 grams of CH4, so I'm going to compare how much CH4 with 8 grams of CH4, how much O2 do I need? I know how much O2 I was given. I want to find out how much O2 do I need if I start with the 8 grams. Then I can compare how much I need to how much is given. So I'm going to start with 8 grams of CH4, and I'm going to make an empty fraction and do the molar mass of CH4. The molar mass of CH4 is 1 times 12.0, and then there are 4 hydrogens times 1.0. That gives me 12 as well as 4, a total of 16.0 grams. What that means is 1 mole of CH4 is equivalent to 16 grams of CH4. My next step is my mole-to-mole ratio from the balanced equation. There is 1 mole of CH4 for every 2 moles of O2. And then finally, the last step is the molar mass of O2. There are 2 O's, and we multiply by 16.0, and that gives me 32.0 grams. So on the top is 32.0 grams of O2, and on the bottom is 1 mole of O2. If I start with 8 grams of CH4, how many grams of O2 do I need? Well, here's the relationship of 1 to 2. The 2's cross out, and we're left with 32.0 grams of O2. If I start with 8 grams of CH4, I need 32 grams of O2. Do I have enough? Well, I have 40. I have more than enough. There's plenty O2. I only need 32 grams, and I was given 40. So we need 32.0 grams of O2, and we have 40 grams of O2. We have plenty of O2. That means my limiting reactant is the 8.0 grams of CH4. How much CO2 will be produced? So if we have this information, how do we find out how much CO2 will be produced? Well, we have to use the limiting reactant of CH4. So the beginning is going to look exactly the same as what we started previously. 1 mole over 16 grams of CH4. The bottom piece will look the same. 1 mole of CH4 on the bottom, but this time we're looking for CO2, so there is also 1 mole of CO2 from the balanced equation. And then we got to calculate the molar mass of CO2. There's 1 C, there are 2 O's, that gives us 44.0 grams. So 1 mole of CO2 is 44.0 grams of CO2. So that we have a 1 to 2 ratio here, and we have 244 on the top, 2 on the bottom. That gives me 22.0 grams of CO2. So 22.0 grams of CO2 will be produced. We have to base it off of the limiting reactant, which was the 8.0 grams of CH4. I hope this helps with limiting reactant type of problems.